Genshin Impact version 4.4 part 2 is here, and of course we have Xiao and Himeko. And today we're going to be talking about the build guide for Xiao because it has been a little bit since we've talked about him outside of other videos where you shouldn't summon for him. But I digress. We're here to talk about Xiao and how you should build him casually, aka build him up from level 1 to level 90 and talk about a few casual builds that might help your Xiao. Now, of course, if you like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Genshin Impact video comes out. And of course, don't forget, I am sponsored by the ever wonderful Gamer Subs. Use code TYSTRUB for 10% off at checkout. And of course, get yourself some of that gluten-free, keto-friendly energy that is going to leave you with no jitters and no crashes later. Now, without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into this right here. We're talking about Xiao. Xiao is a polearm animo user, and a big shout out to honeyhunterworld.com for obviously providing such a wonderful website for me to use all the time to help out with my guides. Now, first things first, let's talk about how you're going to ascend your Xiao. You have the Vayuda turquoise silvers, the fragments, the chunks, and the gemstones, which again, you remember your rules of three silvers make a chunk, or 3 silvers make a fragment, 3 fragments make a chunk, and 3 chunks make a gemstone. Sorry about that, I flubbed in my head a little bit. And of course, you're gonna need 1 silver, 9 fragments, 9 chunks, and 6 gemstones. Now, of course, what also is kind of a little bit difficult is that there's not a lot of bosses that can really give you these materials. We did get an addition with the little duet of the like little monsters in Fontaine, the little duet mechs, you know, that are dancing. You can get it from there, but your main like person that's going to give you those every time and at a good frequency is the Animo Hypostasis Beth in Mondstadt. You could also get it from the Wee Nut boss over in Sumeru, but you know, I still say Animo Hypostasis is the easiest and the best way to farm it. You can also get some from Boreas as a weekly boss, but that's really dependent if you really want to go that far. But of course, you also need to get these, the Juvenile Jades, which come from the Primo Giova shape in Liyue. Now, you need 46 of these, and you have to do it a maximum of 23 times. You could get done earlier if you get 3 to drop at a time, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to get 2 to drop at a time. You're also going to need the Qingque, which, by the way, sorry if my dialect is completely wrong on that, but you're going to need 168 of these Liyue specialty items that are pretty much all in the mountains, so be ready for that farm. It is kind of a doozy. Talk to your friends, you might be able to get some. It's been out there for a while. And of course, we also need these slime condensates, slime secretions, and slime concentrates, which down here, as you can see right here on this side, you're gonna need 18 of these slime condensates, you're gonna need 30 of these slime secretions, followed by 36 of these slime concentrates. Now, of course, remember your rules of 3. Battle those slimes to get 3 of the condensates to make a secretion and 3 secretions to make a concentrate. Now, let's go ahead and talk about triple crowning your boy Xiao here, because Xiao is a pretty worth triple crown in my opinion. You could actually get a lot of benefit from triple crowning Xiao. He's a very, very good DPS in that regard. But let's go ahead and talk about it. So first things first, these books here, as you can see, the teachings of prosperity, the guides to prosperity, and the philosophies of prosperity. These things come from a dungeon or domain that is every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, cumulatively with every other, you know, book. Now, these are in Liyue, these Liyue domains, and of course you're going to need 9 in total of these teachings of prosperity, 63 of these teaching or guides to prosperity. Man, I'm sorry, my brain's all wonky right now. And 114 of these philosophies of prosperity. And remember your rules of 3 of the teachings make a guide, and 3 of the guides make a philosophy. And as we talked about the rules of 3 before, you're going to be battling Rimuru the slime a lot more because you're going to need 18 more of these slime condensates, you're going to need 66 more of these slime secretions, and 93 more of these slime concentrates. Now, you're also going to need these right here, which are the Shadow of a Warrior, or of the Warrior. These come from the Child World boss fight, and he's very easy, so it's not like you can't beat him. Trust me on that. But the Child fight, you only get to fight once a week, and you get 2 to 3 to drop at a time. It's gonna be a long grind if you're going for the triple crown, but it is not really kind of worth it. It is worth it because if you're going for a good DPS, Xiao is a good DPS in that regard. Followed by 3 Crowns of Insight, which you get from events consistently. Now, since we're done talking about Xiao on Honey Hunter, we're going to talk about Xiao over in the actual thingamadoodlebob. So, Xiao here I have with the Staff of Homie, and it's not to say that Staff of Homie is his best. It depends on what you're going for. If you want more attack possibilities with, of course, the ability of Primordial Jade Winged Spear, and you need more crit rate, Primordial Jade Winged Spear is his best option. However, I will say that I'm going to try Staff of Homa because I think that I haven't tried him with it before, to be quite honest. I think this might actually be pretty dang good. Another weapon that I want to talk about is actually the Massive Wind Spear here. It's actually a pretty solid option. I'm only not using it because he's not leveled up fully to 90, but within 10 seconds after using an element, or after an elemental reaction is triggered, attack is increased by 24% and elemental mastery is increased by 96%. I don't believe that's the max right now because obviously it's, oh wait, no, it is max at Refinement 5. Awesome, I didn't even look at my rank. But yes, that's at Refinement 5. It's going to be a little bit less on the other ones, but it's really good. It's an attack booster or attack percentage booster, which you would need in regards, but you mainly want to go for the crit rate, crit damage, to be honest. So stuff like Primordial Jade Winged Spear for crit rate, or if you have a death match, which is right here, death match is a solid option. You also have the crit damagers like Staff of Homie or Blacklift pole arm, which I don't have. So yeah, but I went with Staff of Homie this time. Of course, for artifacts, you can see right here that Vermilion Hereafter is the best set and the set that a lot of people use. 2-piece is attack percentage 18 or attack plus 18%. I don't know why I'm flipping so much. My apologies. 4-piece set is after using a elemental burst, this character will gain the Nascent Light effect, increasing their attack by 8% for 16 seconds. When the character's HP decreases, their attack will further increase by 10%. This further increase can occur this way a maximum of 4 times. This effect can be triggered once every 0.8 seconds. Nascent Light will be dispelled when the character leaves the field, and if an elemental burst is used again during the duration of Nascent Light, the original Nascent Light will be dispelled. Now, the only reason why I don't like this is because if you're running supports with your Xiao, which 9 times out of 10 you are, you're going to be switching, and you're going to lose those stacks, and you have to start all over again. So for me, I go for the 2-piece personally because I feel like I don't have to worry too much. 2-piece, you could use Gladiators, you could use Shimenawas, you could use the Vermilion set, but the 2-piece is 18% attack, followed by Veridescent Veneer 2-piece with a 2-piece Animo damage bonus plus 15%. Now, of course, you could use Vermilion. I'm not saying Vermilion's bad, it does work, but I feel, again, I use the 2-piece. That's just me personally, though. Don't shoot the messenger. Now, of course, when we're talking about artifacts, we do want to talk about, obviously, your main stats to focus on. For all your pieces, you need to focus on crit rate, crit damage being your number 1, followed by attack percentage because that's what you scale up on, and of course, energy recharge, followed by EM, in my personal opinion. Because the whole time, energy recharge, you're wanting to burst as much as you possibly can. It's just how it is. Now, of course, your sands should be attack percentage every single time. Your goblet should be animo damage bonus every single time. The only one that might have a difference is, of course, your circlet being crit rate or crit damage depending on where you're lacking. And as you can see with my attributes on my Xiao, I'm at a 50 to 235, which is a pretty good thing. My attack percentage is above 2000, which is normally the, you know, baseline that you want to get to. So if you can get over 2000 attack, that's good for you. Now, my energy recharge is at 117%. I wish I could have it a little bit higher, but I need to farm more pieces to have a better Xiao. And of course, my EM is at 61. That's just whatever. I'm not gonna get anything better with that right now. And of course, let's talk about talents here. Talents, of course, are important for Xiao because, again, every character needs their talents up, and every talent that's here is good for Xiao. His skill right here, the lemnistatic or lemniscatic, we'll just say wind cycling. Xiao lunges forward, dealing animo damage to opponents in his path, can be used in midair and starts with 2 charges. Basically, what he's going to do is you jump with them, or you can even do it on the ground and you just like E twice and you'll be fine. He just kind of moves forward a lot, or in the direction that you're pointing to. Now, of course, we got the Bane of All Evil burst, which is Xiao dons the Yaksha mask that sets gods and demons trembling millennia ago, or that set gods and demons trembling a millennia ago. With the Yaksha mask, greatly increases Xiao's jumping ability, which is why he is a plunging DPS, increases his attack, AoE, and attack damage, converts attack damage into animo damage, which cannot be overridden by any elemental infusion, and in this state, Xiao will continuously lose HP. The effects of this skill end when Xiao leaves the field. And Vermilion is great for that regard too, because I believe with Vermilion, it does actually increase when, so when the character's HP decreases, the attack will further increase by 10%, which makes that set really, really good. Again, I'd rather go for the 2-piece just because I don't want to lose those stacks consistently. And of course, on your first ascension, while under the effects of Bane of All Evil, all damage dealt by Xiao increases by 5%. Damage increases by a further 5% for every 3 seconds the ability persists. The maximum damage bonus is 25%. And then of course your second ascension bonus is using wind cycling increases the damage of subsequent uses of wind cycling by 15%. This effect lasts for 7 seconds and has a maximum of 3 stacks. Gaining a new stack refreshes the effect's duration. I believe the only reason why it goes up to those 3 stacks is because if you get your C1 Xiao, you have 3 charges of wind cycling. Now let's go ahead and talk about your team. For me, my team consists of this. I'm going with a Xiao with a Faruzan. The only thing that sucks about my Faruzan is that she is only E3 or C3. I get Honkai mixed up too, but C3, which sucks because her C6 is amazing for Xiao. Let's go ahead and talk about it really quick. Her C6 is so perfect for Xiao in this case. Characters affected by the Wind's secret ways, prayerful Wind's benefit have 40% increased crit damage when they deal animo damage. When the active character deals damage while affected by the prayerful Wind's benefit, they will apply pressurized collapse to the opponent's damage. This effect can be triggered once every 3 seconds, and the cooldown is shared between all party members. This is great because Faruzan's able to do that. Unfortunately, I suck. Did not pull on Xianyun because I was part of the boycott, at least for 4.4, and I at least wanted to, get the C6 Faruzan, but I did not. I'm sad. But of course, I'm also rocking a Raiden Shogun to get some more elemental reactions. And with her E, it's going to be perfect for when you're plunging and attacking with Xiao, so kudos. And then of course, Bennett at C6 actually does benefit a little bit of Xiao, as we've talked about before. I'm starting to come to terms with Bennett being at C6. So sword, claymore, and polearm wielding characters inside Fantastic Voyage's radius gain a 50% pyro damage bonus, and their weapons are infused with pyro. But you don't infuse with pyro because of, Xiao. So really, the C6 doesn't do anything for him. So you get all the benefits of Bennett at a C6 without having to worry about the actual C6 part affecting your Xiao. Now, of course, I wanted to show off a little bit more of the content here. I wanted to go and fight Big Narwhal Boy. And the reason why I wanted to fight Big Narwhal Boy, because it's been a little bit since I've actually used Xiao in harder content. So I kind of want to show off the Xiao now. Now, my main focus at the beginning of this is just to get a little bit of damage off so that we can get to the actual point where the damage is going to be better, if that makes sense. I want to get to a point where we get the Narwhal just sitting there so that I could actually do the damage without having to worry too much about the other stuff. Let's go ahead and just... I probably should have just E'd with Raiden Shogun right at the get-go so I could actually get a little bit of stuff. I don't know what I was doing there. Just get a little bit of damage on the side so that we can get him to get anger. We need your anger. Shout out to Santino Marella. Oh wow, what was that? Okay, I went up the freaking whale's tail. Okay, bet, dog.
Let's light it up. Dare to mess with me. There is no escape.
Get out of there. Now I want to make sure that Xiao's not taking too much damage, because again, when he goes into that E, or not the E, but when he goes into his actual burst, he's going to be losing damage consistently, which means once that goes off, I need to burst from Bennett, make sure that my E's good, burst with Faduzan, and then go into Xiao. Probably burst with Faduzan first. So let's go ahead and just start. Don't do too much. I could actually kind of do this right now, just to kind of make sure that I'm not taking too much damage. Oh, never mind. I'm a dummy. Dummy. Yeah. All right, let's make sure that we go to someone else real quick.
Useless. Let's light it up.
Let's see if I can just do this a little bit.
Inazuma shines eternal.
I probably shouldn't have picked the narwhal, to be quite honest with you.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's light it up. Shine down. We'll see. Have fun with this. Get wretched death.
Wait, oh my god, why didn't it not do that? I thought I had my burst ready to go. I'm dumb. See, I'm just kind of failing with this. That's why I'm not a very good Xiao boy. We're gonna go ahead and try that again. We're gonna try that again. That's a fail on my part. I don't know what I was doing there. I am a failure. Just say it, chat. I'm a failure. I think, honestly, the thing that kind of sucks with taking Xiao into that is that you kind of need a shielder in that regard. So maybe we could go ahead and switch out Raiden Shogun with... Or actually, you know what? I think I know what we need to do. Because my Faduzan's not C6 and she's not entirely helping out Xiao. We could switch her with Xiao. Or switch Zhongli with Faduzan. And I think that's going to be much more of a benefit in regards to this. I wanted to see if Faduzan at a C3, to be quite honest with you, would do perfectly fine. But it seems like that is not the case. I also think that me reserving myself from using bursts often is probably also hurting me in the long run. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to shield with Zhongli. And Zhongli's kind of the safest bet when it comes to shielding. You could use someone like... you know, Toma, I guess in that regard. You could use Diona. Diona is still really good in my opinion. I think a lot of people still crap on Diona because they're like, if I'm gonna use a shielder, why use a healer? And I get it, but I also think that there's nothing wrong with having double the amount of good stuff. So having Diona be a shielder and a healer is actually kind of more of a benefit in some regards because it covers more bases. But that's just me.
There is no escape.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get a little bit more damage. I'm trying not to be so conservative in regards to my damage or using every burst, but
this is order.
Illusion shattered.
But I'm also trying to get my other burst going. All right, so yeah, shielding is definitely doing a lot better in that regard. Don't mind me, I'm going through puberty apparently. All right, so we're gonna lead in with Zhongli just so I can make sure to get that going.
Stabilize.
And then we'll get that going. And then grab this. And the whole time for me, like, I rock controller. So for me, the whole, like, my main goal is just kind of A-being the entire time. You kind of want to get this going. It's a little bit tougher in my opinion in regards to like mouse and keyboard. But then again, like, some people have found it a lot easier on mouse and keyboard. So I don't want to say it's a lot harder when it probably isn't, to be quite honest. But for me, I find it easier, personally. Alright, so yeah, we're already doing a lot better. Let's go ahead and just do this just for funsies. Let's get our energy back for when we go back out there. Alright, so we got that back. So right now my main goal is to keep the team kind of fresh for when we go into the next part. We're almost there. So I don't want to over focus too much on like doing the like so much damage, because there's no point when it comes to the shield, because we're about to break it. There we go. All right. So as the whale's coming down, switch over to Zhongli. We're gonna get that.
Shine down. Teamwork is
Disappear.
And then, like I said, up and down. Your whole point for Xiao is to plunge. Now, my plunging damage doesn't seem to be doing amazing. And again, my Xiao is not the best Xiao out there. I've seen people be doing like 100,000 damage. I don't know why Xiao was like kind of messing up at the end right there. But your Xiao can do a lot more than mine can. I'm pretty sure you guys could come up with it. And of course, this might be a failure, but at the same time, you see the Xiao's potential. I was trying to burst before he came out, just so I can get that extra damage going. But Xiao is definitely one of those characters that I do think is fun in general, but I also think that you have to have perfect setups. Again, I've heard a lot of people say in guides as well, Xiao is one of those characters that is a very, very heavy resource character, and you want to make sure that you're building your Xiao up to the standard that he needs to be. I do think I don't give Xiao credit personally. I think Xiao has a lot more going on for him than what I'm able to produce, because my Xiao is not doing so well. So maybe a Vermilion could have been better in that regard, especially since right after I'm done with the Bennett burst, he could have done something. I'm gonna grab that because I need to do these for my weekly anyway. Terrible. But yeah, as you can see with Xiao, Xiao's not a bad character. I think I didn't do him justice in this guide in regards to how I built mine. But if you do follow the tips that I was talking about, you could build a great Xiao, and your team can be very perfect. But again, it's a very heavy resource character. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Talk about how I failed in the first like boss fight of this. Tried to use a C3 Faruzan. Like, make fun of me. I'm like, ugh, okay. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And of course, we will see you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.